Hello, Pokemon players. This is Anditesh Ordo, and today I'm going to be doing another my part 2 of Pokemon that I like in each generation. Of course, this is not going to contain starters or legendaries, and I'm going to be doing Generation 2 as well today. Earlier I released Generation 1 and it's up, so Generation 2, here it is. So yeah, let's begin. So the Larvitar, Pupitar, Tyranitar line. This is a favorite of mine. Well, it's a favorite of a lot of people. I don't complain why. They look great. They have great movesets. They're just awesome in how they are made. Especially since they have like kind of like that beast type feel, similar to like Nidoking and Rhydon. And I've liked the Nidoking for a long time, then I've liked Rhydon, so, Tyranitar fits that spot, and that is one of the reasons why I like him. He's also an Earth type, Earth-based creature, so being Larvitar, Pupitar, Ground Rock, and then Tyranitar, Rock Dark. The only downside, the one thing I did not like about Tyranitar, is I kind of wished he was Ground instead of Rock, but Rock, he has some better defenses versus Ground. And better resistances, but the reason why is when I was younger, well, this is more when I was younger. Now I don't care if he's still awesome as is. But I always hated that he kept getting paralyzed from thunder moves, electric moves. So I was like, I wish he was Ground. So, and honestly, to be honest, he would, if there was a third typing ever added into Pokemon games, he would be a Ground Rock Dark. Easily that. And that is also a video for another time, talking about what if Pokemon had 3 types. So, the next one is Houndour and Houndoom. Not much to explain on this. Really, I've really liked this, this Fire Dark type. Dark type being a new type in the game. Not all the Dark types I like. I don't care for Murkrow. I don't care for Sneasel. But, Houndour and Houndoom. Well, and Tyranitar, obviously. But Houndour and Houndoom, they're really cool. They look like dogs. Kind of like hell dogs. But, hey. Why not? The next one is Skarmory. Oh, sorry about the blur on this picture. Didn't realize that until now, so I might have some blurred, and I'm sorry about that. But Skarmory is a really defensive flying bird. And, yeah, he's a steel type. He's part of the new steel types. And to be honest, I don't have all steel types on my lists, especially in Generation 2. Like, Generation 2 brought Magneton and Magnemite as a steel type, but I didn't put those up. I think that was Skarmory I have on here. Oh, and I don't have Scizor on here. Like, Scissor's cool, but Skarmory just filled that spot better to me. And he also has would have a good moveset with Drill Peck and Steel Wing, having good amount of coverage just on those two. So yeah, Skarmory, why not? A lot of people like Skarmory. A very defensive flying tank. And he fills your tank roll, and he's a flyer. And also, weirdly enough, he's a cutter. So, he can cut if, he's a cutter, haha. Whoops. Steelix, part of the Earth, the Earth-based type creatures. I like Steelix more than Onix, to be honest, but, Onix, I do like Onix more now than I did back then, but I'm right now just only putting Steelix on. He was a fun Pokemon to use in Pokemon Stadium. Gligar, ground flying. A flying type that is immune to ground types. That's awesome. I mean, a ground type that's immune to ground types. Just because he has flying. So, yeah, I like him as, how he is. He's a really good... of course, this is, I will say, one of the characters, after, they released its evolution, Gliscor, I really wish Gliscor was in Gen 2. That would have been kind of nice. It would be one of the few Pokemon I wish they were in the original generation when they evolved them, so, because it would have been fun to actually use Gliscor as a flying type. Pinecone Fortress, awesome art by whoever that is. I don't own it, obviously, but... Pinecone Fortress, great one of the few bug types that I have on any list. I'm not big into bugs. There's some cool bugs out there, but I'm meh on them, to be honest. Like Scyther, Scizor, I don't have them on here. Even though, yes, they are cool, I do agree, but they're just not in my tops. I've used these in playthroughs more than once. So that's why I have them on my list. Misdreavus. The one Pokemon I wish was on a Morty's team. Instead of being Ghastly Haunter Gengar, it should be Ghastly Haunter Misdreavus Gengar. Still keep Gengar its lead, but have Misdreavus in there. Throwing off people a little bit. I liked it because, one, it wasn't dying to Earthquake, my favorite move. But it still felt similar to Ghastly Haunter Gengar, just another ghost type. Just unfortunately, at this time, there's only so many ghost types. And, of course, it's another one I wish its evolution was, or it had an evolution back then, but now it does. And I wish its evolution was back, so it had actually been a little bit better of a Pokemon. Then Morty might have had a Ghastly Haunter Misdreavus Mismagus, if it was that case. Umbreon, there's no real introductions to Umbreon. He's just a likable Pokemon. I don't really have much to say about him, to be honest. I just like him for how he looks. Combat-wise, he's a tank, and yes, I do like tanks in some games, but Pokemon, I prefer to be on offensive all the time. So, unless I'm, using certain strategies with certain Pokemon. I just haven't really played with them, and I will get to playing with them sometime. The Hoppip line, Hoppip, Skiploom, Jumpluff. I will say this is a unique line. This is a unique line. Mainly because I never really cared for... there's certain grass types I like, but this one is just a grass type I didn't like at the beginning, but I started liking later on when I played a Soul Silver game and played with them through and then gave it Bullet Seed. It made this, evolution really good. And plus it has a lot of different tricks that you can use that, those grass type tricks. So, yeah, it's become a favorite and I've actually used them. Mareep line, Mareep, Flaffy, Ampharos, easily likable, mainly because I don't care really much for Mareep and Flaffy, it's just Ampharos. But I just have them all on here because why not? And I like grabbing them early on, and like around the time you battle, not Bugsy, well, you get them definitely before Bugsy, but Falconer. So, yeah, early on, here's your good Electric type. You don't really get much Electric types early on in the game, unless you get lucky to get a Thunderstone for Eevee. Togetic, I will admit, I had Togepi I don't care for. I've never played with Togekiss, so Togekiss will definitely not be on the list when I get to Generation 4, but Togetic, it's a really unique Pokemon. Once I got Togepi evolved into a Togetic, I actually used it on one of my teams. It was really a fun it was my flyer, obviously, but it also had a few other moves like Shadow Ball, and man, it's been so long. This was when I was a kid, but it was a fun Pokemon to use. I enjoyed using Togetic in Gold, Silver, Crystal for sure. So honestly, getting the Togepi and just, switching out here and there to level it up until you get the happiness, give it the haircuts, and you're good to go. Chinchow and Lantern, really a unique typing of being electric water. I still wish this one did have a third evolution, a little bit more tougher, but still, it was a fun team to use. Like, Chinchow was really fun in Pokemon Stadium 2, where you use level 5s, and it was always the electric water type. So you'd have like Surf and Thunderbolt, and then you'd have like maybe Ice Beam and something else on it. So it was fun in those aspects. I enjoyed it. Crobat, this is another Pokemon that needs no introductions. Like, if you don't like Zubat, Golbat like I don't, but you like Crobat, take the Zubat and deal with it until you get a Crobat. Not much said there. And that is the last of Generation 2. So let me know what you guys think. Comment in the comments below what Pokemon you like from Generation 2 that are not legendary, or, well, you could put legendary if you want. I can't, make that choice for you. But, you know, which ones that are not legendary and non-starter that you actually like. You can save those other ones for the next list that come out. So, again, thanks for watching. Appreciate your time, and you guys have a wonderful day.